nervous because it was first time for me also in corporate. And but in Microsoft, the managers are really friendly. You can just ask them anything related to your personal things or in your project level problems. And basically, also there was no time frame that you have to be there in office from this time to this time. And there was plenty of games to play, outdoor games also. I really enjoyed playing cricket there with my teammates, which I cannot do here. And in lunchtime, yeah, we used to play football and table tennis. It was really enjoying there. And sometimes it was challenging to complete the project within the deadline because all you have is 2 months. So at that time, I discussed with my mentors and managers for their guidance, and it was challenging sometimes. Also, like the work environment was really great, so I enjoyed there my 2 months. Yeah, and I was able to finish my project in time, and it got deployed also. So maybe I can show you in person someday.
Sure.
Well, would you like to share something more about your project?
Yeah, so I was in my Microsoft project, right? My internship project,
Yeah.
or
No, Microsoft project.
yeah. So my team was mobile monetization team. Basically, in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, our team handles the purchase related things. Premium, we have to show the premium plans, their benefits, and purchase. You have to handle purchases also. That was the work of our team. And my task was on contextual entry point. So basically, for a free user, some features are locked, so you cannot use them. So what will happen if they click those features? So yeah, I wrote that logic that it will redirect you to separate SKU chooser page, that is plan screen, where it displays all the plans along with the premium feature that you have clicked. So you'll get information related to that also. You can try that only in iOS. My project was in iOS only. So if you have any iOS device, you can check it out right now.
So we are coming to our final questions. After the internship, what were the aspects of like getting the PPO? What were the prospects, and what was the final offer process?
So in the final week of the internship, they have one presentation where you have to present your entire work to the team and the sister teams also. So the managers will judge you based on your work, and depending on that presentation and your team feedback, they will give you the interview leave. Basically, if you performed really well, then you'll get only one interview round. Otherwise, you'll get two interview rounds. And yeah, so and the one round will be a little easier side because you did really well in your internship. Yeah. So for me, I got only one interview. And the interview went well, and that was the final evaluation criteria. After that, basically, if the interview went well, you'll surely know that you'll get the paper. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We have that's it. We don't have any more questions. You would like to add on something in the end?
So I'll say that be honest to your work. I mean, if you want to get a good job offer, don't don't sigh on work. You have to put a lot of hard work, and more important is DS. You have to do DS. You cannot just neglect DS and think that I'll get a big offer. And it's better to start early. Don't think that okay, I'll prepare from second year or from fourth. That will be really late because all your peers will start from early. So you have to beat the competition also. So it's better to start early.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. Thank
And
you very
yeah,
much, Bhaiya. Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Devendra Prasad, and today we have Samit Das Bhaiya. He is an ex software engineer intern at Microsoft and have also received a full time offer from Microsoft. So, welcome, Bhaiya. Please, would you like to introduce yourself in a few words?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm Samit Das. I'm from Contai, West Bengal, and currently I'm in fourth year, Department of Information Technology, IST Sipur. And yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Uh, so, moving on to the questions. Mm, so, the first question I would like to ask is like many students have the first doubt is how should they make their resume? उसमें क्या क्या होना चाहिए and how to frame it. So, would you like to give some advice that how should they build a strong resume for good companies, high paying companies like Microsoft?
For HD related roles, no?
Yes, first.
Yeah, so you should add some DSA related achievements because all they ask is for DSA. So try to have some good contest so that you can mention your ranks there. And apart from DSA, you should have some good full stack projects so that they can continue discussion based on your projects in the interview. And apart from that, mention some skills that you acquired during the project building. They can ask questions related to that also. And for resume screening, I would say projects and achievements will be all they ask for.
Oh, yes, ma'am. So coming to that, well, I would like to ask you that how did you practice to improve your DSA skills and your programming skills, and what and specifically for Microsoft, and also what platforms you used to practice problems?
So actually, I didn't prepare specifically for any company. Uh,
Yeah.
I started doing CP during my first year, and basically, I solved problems from code forces. In
Mm,
code forces, they have level-wise problems starting from 800, then 900, up to the 3500. So I used to solve level-wise problems. So I used to pick one level and solve it until it gets comfortable. So it took
mm,
around 50 to 60 questions for a level to get comfortable with for me.
okay.
So that was my
And
initial preparation, and then I moved to DSA. So when you move to DSA from CP background, it's really easy to solve DSA based questions from lead code actually. So
and
uh,
yeah,
yeah, you can follow some seats to solve DSA from
yeah.
lead code. Lead code is basically for interview preparation. Yeah, so follow some seats.
And where you would like to prefer some YouTubers or sheets that we can follow or anything like
Yeah,
that?
so DSA related preparation, I will recommend Striver. You can
Yeah.
follow his HD seat or A to Z DSA seat. That's really great. And for CS subject related preparation, I'll recommend
Mhm.
Love Babbar Bhaiya's channel.
Okay.
Yeah, these two channels are really great.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And next, I would like to ask that were there any particular topics or questions in coding or DSA that were asked in the interview?
In my interview,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
they asked me in OA they asked DP question and another was simple array question. And in interview, they asked me one linked list related question and one string hashing related question. And apart from that, they asked others, uh, my friends, they they got asked DP based questions and tree and graph based questions also.
Uh, okay, well. Uh, next, where I would like to ask that while preparing for Microsoft, how did you structure your preparation? Like, what time did you allotted for the core subjects, and what time you allotted for practicing and revising?
Yeah, so most of my time was spent on doing CP. So I did
Yes.
CP for first 2 years. Then just before the interview, that is in the second year summer vacation, I learned CS subjects. I followed the Lab Bhaiy's channel to learn operating system, computer networks, DBMM, etc. And apart from that, after DSA, you can create some projects, full stack based projects, and you can learn them in your third semester maybe. Because if you build your projects fresh, you can address the questions better in the interview. Third or
And
fourth
Bhaiya, would you
semester.
like? Mm, yes, Bhaiya, please.
Yeah, so I'll suggest that build your projects around third or fourth semester.
Yes. And also, Bhaiya, would you like to tell us, like, for the projects, which part should we focus more, like the structure of the project or the features or libraries that we are using, these, or the entire explanation of the project, like the MERN
Um,
stack and something?
they actually won't go deep into your project structure. They will ask around the frameworks that you have used and the
Oh,
technologies that was needed. Like if you have used authentication, you have to explain why you have used authentication in a certain way, why you have
mm,
used this framework instead of this. So instead of focusing on structure, a structure you will know because you have coded your project on your own. But apart from that, you have to know the technologies and tech stacks that you have used and certain keywords also like APIs. Then like how if you build full stack project, they can also ask network related questions. So
okay.
try to know the computer science based subjects related to your project also.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. And next, I would like to ask that while applying for Microsoft, would you like to guide us the entire process for application of Microsoft?
So yeah. So in my case, it was on campus. So most of you
Oh,
know how
okay. Yeah.
on campus process goes. So you have to fill the application in Superset. Then there will be one resume screening round, and most of the people will pass there. And after that, there will be online coding round. In Microsoft, there is only two coding questions, no aptitude-based questions, and then there will be technical plus HR round, maybe two or three.
Thank you,
That was
Bhaiya.
our process. Yeah.
And okay, so I would like to ask that were there any particular topics from computer science course subjects that are being frequently asked in Microsoft and that
Yeah,
you focused more on?
yeah, you have to prepare few CS subjects. As I said, computer networks, DBMS, that is database management systems, and operating systems. And also, you have to prepare object-oriented programming. These four
Okay.
subjects are very important for interviews.
Thank you, Via. And okay, so would like to Via just tell us more about the resources that you used. Like you have already answered, like
Yeah,
Labbabar Bhaya's
playlist
playlist and
for
Striver for
CS-based
DSA.
subjects and
Yes.
Strivers A to Z DSA set for DSA. And
Okay.
for CP, you
And
can practice from CACS problem set and code forces.
Via any other books or courses you would like to be that might be helpful?
Courses. No, I don't suggest courses because
Yeah.
everything is available in free on internet.
Yeah.
So I purchase
Okay.
courses.
Yeah.
Sure.
uh, for like people in the core background, the who doesn't have the CSIT subjects in their curriculum. So for those people, can you please guide them? Because
Yeah.
there are a
So
lot in numbers.
it doesn't matter which department you're from, and you don't have to study all the CS subjects. You just have to prepare three or four major CS subjects that I already mentioned: operating system, computer networks, DBMS, and object-oriented programming. And it will hardly take you 1 or 2 weeks to prepare all this up. So that is for CS subjects, and you have to get some free time to practice DSA because that is very important. And you'll get plenty of free time because in BTech we study just before the exam, so there's plenty amount of time in a semester left.
यस भैया एकदम। और और देवेंद्र और कुछ?
हाँ, और एक और क्वेश्चन है कि भैया, व्हाट हाउ डिड यू प्रिपेयर डिफरेंटली फॉर द एचआर एंड द टेक्निकल राउंड? मतलब क्या डिफरेंस आपको फील हुआ दोनों राउंड्स में, और
Actually,
प्रिपरेशन कैसे डिफरेंट?
in Microsoft, they didn't had any special HR round. The
ओके।
two rounds were actually technical plus HR round, but they didn't ask any HR questions. But you have to always be prepared for that. So for HR related questions, what you can do is just do a Google search on most frequently asked HR questions, and you'll get a list of questions and maybe with answers also. And if answer is not available, just feed it to ChatGPT along with a contest so that you will get a tailored answer based on your background.
ओके, थैंक यू भैया। एंड then just like, were there any communities or forums that you found helpful, like
Yeah, I
Quora?
was uh, particular. No, I was actually not part of communities for preparation, but I was part of many CP related communities. Yeah, like TLA eliminators.
Okay, ma'am. and and where many students are very afraid of interviews, like they have prepared everything, but when it
Yeah.
comes to the interviews they fail, they get underconfident. So any advice or advice you have for such students, like how to stay calm in interviews?
So the best advice would be to give mock interviews to your seniors or your batchmates, and to have better communication. What you can do is while you practice DSA, discuss your approach with your friends, or just listen their approach also, so that you can get a better idea how to communicate. And yeah, that's all. So basically,
Thank you.
mock interviews is very important.
uh, okay. Uh, so, where and were there any very challenging technical questions that you faced, or that you have read about that somebody had faced, and it would be very difficult to answer them?
Basically, in interviews, they ask standard questions mostly.
Mm.
But in my case, what happened was the interviewer created a question themselves. So in that case, the problem statement won't be very clear. And in my case, I was literally clueless, like what C is actually asking. So in that case, I would suggest don't panic and don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you want to your interviewer, because that is their job to clarify the question they ask. So, so just don't rush into the answer if you don't understand the question properly. Clarify first, then answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Via. And yes, well, so after making the projects, we have to mention it in the resume, and also we have to mention it in the interview. So how did you highlight your projects, like in what aspects?
So in projects, all you can do is first highlight the tech steps that you used,
Yeah.
and then don't go too deep into a project in resume, because that is what you discuss in the interview.
Uh,
And so don't mention too deep about your project in the resume. Just give an overview what it does, what it solves, then what is the way you have did authentication and API handling, etc. And, and also don't mention projects in don't mention yourself to the interviewer. Let the interviewer ask first. And
And
let's say
where sh-
if you don't know some topic, then just tell him that I don't know instead of giving some wrong explanation.
and where should we mention the libraries that we have used?
Yeah, you have to mention that in your resume also.
Oh,
And
okay.
also just learn why you used this tech stack instead of that,
Uh,
this technology instead of that. Yeah.
yeah.
So I have one question here. So, how was your internship at Microsoft? Now, whether it's 2 months
Yeah.
and what led to that PPO? I want to know this. Just one
Uh,
second.
I would really like to appreciate the efforts of Electrical Engineers Society for hosting Tech Simplified. Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you.
me. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
yeah, for being in our session.
Thank you.